This is Bob Anderson from Factory Direct Modulars. I'm here with the July 2022 market update report. To be perfectly honest, I'm actually filming this about a week before July because Cookie and I are going to the beach for a week, and so I wanted to at least get this report put together, get it out on YouTube, and let it post on the 1st of July. But if you follow us on Facebook, you'll be seeing some videos of Cookie and I on the beach. That's her one time a year that she gets to just lay in the sand and do nothing for a whole week. Anyways, I'll be posting that with an alternative Facebook account of mine because I'm in Facebook jail. Anyways, I like to make people cry. But anyways, so here's what I want to talk about for the market update report. Just a few things. Some of them are not news to other people. Some of them are, whatever. But first off, I'd like to talk about our own self, because one of the things that you guys may or may not have gotten from watching some of my videos is I'm just as critical about ourselves as I am about others. And one of the things that we have been falling on our face about is just the construction lag, the time it's taking us once the house is out in the field to get it complete. I mean, am I still the worst in the industry? Absolutely not. Oh my God, no. But I'm not where I'm happy with it. And I'm gonna give you a perspective of where I think a lot of it's coming from. You got to understand, through the scamdemic, everybody that I use to work in the field and even ourselves, we never missed a beat. We had to keep working, essential employees, whatever you want to call it. And I think that we're honestly burnt out. And it's like you think that there's going to be a lag so that you can catch your breath and whatnot, and there isn't. It just keeps going and just keeps going. So for those of you that actually know me, one of the strengths of myself is I'm very operationally minded. That is the main thing that I have always prided myself on. And when I saw this problem growing and persisting in my own business, I made some changes in operational procedures on how we handle houses from the point that they're ordered to the point that we get the building permits to the point that the house is got a shipping date and whatnot. And I do know this: it may not fix things, but it's going to make it better. The reason I say it may not fix things is it's still not going to change the fact that out in the field there are labor shortages in trades, in trade professions. There are just labor shortages. Any of you raising kids right now that are 15, 16 years old, whatnot, I'm telling you, you put the kid in the trade, the kid will never be hungry, and the kid will never be sitting in a Target store with a 4-year degree, $100,000 in debt, and asking people if they want to bag that stuff or if they want to put it in plastic. But hey, what do I know? Anyways, so we've made some operational changes in our organization to try to fix this gap that just grew, and it hit us all at once. We were doing great, and now things have just continued. The lag that it takes to get stuff done nowadays is unbelievable. So I've changed the whole process on how we budget and build things out going forward. But anyways, hopefully we can start pushing and pulling this stuff back. Another issue, and this isn't just hitting us, it's hitting everybody else, because unless you're freaking blind or living under a rock, is, fuel prices are through the freaking roof. And of course, we've got brilliance in Washington, D.C. to address this, so I don't see this lasting long. Nothing's more embarrassing than hearing that the president of the largest, wealthiest country in the world is going to fly to Saudi Arabia, where human rights abuses are rampant, and beg them to create more oil, when we have more oil in this country than they will ever have. But hey, again, what do I know? So what's the impact of that? Well, last year we struggled with lumber prices and material shortages and all that kind of stuff, and it caused houses to just go wham like that. This year, I've alluded to it in other videos, but it's just getting worse, and that is costs in the field. The costs in the field are so far out of whack of what they used to be. I can't even budget stuff anymore. It's that bad. To give you a perspective, and this isn't across the board, but this is in general. Shipping, which you can imagine, we're talking about 30,000 pound sections of houses with 18-wheelers and escort vehicles and all that stuff. So this was not a minor task, years ago or even today. But shipping costs on just about every house I do right now has doubled what it was a year ago. Doubled. Literally. Literally. And I'm hearing this across the industry. I went and had a meeting with some top level people for a large manufacturer, huge manufacturing company earlier this month. And I thought we had problems. Oh, holy shit. I mean, holy shit. Yeah, I could do a whole video on that. But anyways, so shipping has just gotten absolutely ridiculous. The backlog to ship is ridiculous because they can't even find drivers. There's trucks and no drivers. I mean, yeah. Anyways, so I'm gonna have to start making more adjustments going forward for houses that are shipped in various areas outside of the local region in which the house is built, depending on what factory the house comes from, until something happens. And obviously nothing's going to happen out of Washington because we're dealing with fucking utter stupidity there. So next I want to talk about another hot topic. This is one that I can literally feel like I have an aneurysm over. And that's this. And I know every person that calls me and asks me to build a house for them, not every person, but for the most part, it's the first house they've ever bought, or it's the first time they've ever built a home. And so they don't understand the dynamics of what that entails as much as I do for the last 30 years dealing with it. And so we're in a collision course right now that I get real defensive about, and that is lending. There's a slowdown in lending right now because, well, hell, we had inflation. I know, that's shocker. Oh my God, inflation? You mean you can't print $5 trillion and not have inflation? Get out of here. So anyways, so we have inflation that's gone through the roof. Federal Reserve and the bond market and all that stuff are reacting to it, because who the hell would ever lend anybody money for 30 years at 3% when the inflation rate is 10? Nobody would. You're losing money by loaning money to people when you do that. So anyways, so interest rates have just been like that. Well, the repercussions of that is lenders have slowed down drastically. Realtors have too. I get all that, but lenders have. I bring this up because I'm on this topic right here about lenders. Been through this before, gonna go through it again, and I'm going through it right now. Here's what happens when lenders slow down. People that aren't familiar with our business start trying to step in, because they're grasping at straws. They're looking for customers. They're trying to figure out how to save their business. Now, I call these the lazy lenders, because those are the lenders that, while everything was fat and happy, they were just sitting around doing refinances and spending the rest of the time playing golf. The bottom line is, I like purchase lenders that have always dealt with people building something, buying something, progressing themselves, not sitting around and finding the fat off the freaking chaff. So anyways, what's happening now? We got more lenders trying to do what it is that my business does, because they're looking for anything that's still active, that where somebody's going to need a loan. So now all of a sudden I've got more and more people contacting me through customers directly, whatnot, that don't know a damn thing about a new construction loan. But neither do the potential customers that are calling me. They don't. They just think they're getting a loan. So I can't blame them. But when I tell you that I'm not dealing with this lender, it's because I'm not dealing with this lender. I've got one going on right now where the lender turned around and asked me, sent me a draw schedule. And it was literally a site-built home draw schedule. What do I need a site-built home draw schedule for? What do I need framing for? When I'm taking that house out of the factory, it's 70% done. That's when I owe money. I'm not sending the factory the day they frame the house. I'm not sending the money the day they wire the house. I'm not sending the money the day they plumb the house. I mean, if you don't understand this business, then take the ethical responsibility of not doing the customer's loan. So, that's issue one. Issue two is, what happens when lenders start slowing down? Their lies get bigger. I had one recently. Again, I get it. You've never built a house. I get that. But people want to believe somebody who told them something that's not even real, because it sounds better than what I told them. So, scenario. There's a construction to perm lender that's a national lender that I know, and I know they can do our projects. But this customer was tied up with a loan officer who was not telling them the truth, which is sad. So I'm not going to bring this lender's name up, because I know people that work at this lender that are not dishonest, and they don't need to be, because they're too damn busy. See, that's the sign of a loan officer. A loan officer's busy. He or she doesn't need to lie. Okay, when they're not busy, they need to lie. They need that deal. So anyways, this loan officer was telling this customer interest rates in terms that literally I knew made no sense. And I had the loan at another bank. And I called up that lender and I said, I'm not understanding And he said, listen, I'm going to set this deal aside, but I'm not going to throw it away, Bob, because when they can't do what they're saying, we'll just fire this loan up and get it going. I said, okay, fine. 30 days later, 30 days later, this lender had gone down, this loan officer had gone down the rabbit hole so far with this lie that this loan officer then sent notification to the customer that they don't even do those type of loans. They don't do construction to perm on modular homes. We're very sorry for the miscommunication. Do you need us to send your file anywhere? Which, by the way, is an utter lie, because I know a loan officer currently that works for that same lender that has 100 deals just like what we do every day in his pipeline. And I've known that loan officer for 20 years. Why did that other loan officer all of a sudden create this story that they know they can't offer this service? Because he had lied about the terms and the rates from the beginning to just keep the customer. And if the rates had turned around and his lie became reality, he'd get the deal. Anyways. So, and then I had another one. What my lender told me 5.25. My lender told me 5.25, Bob. I don't know why. Your lender's saying it's 5.875. My lender said 5.25. Okay, fine. Listen, folks, Fannie Mae's Fannie Mae. There is no spread on the rates by that much. Just, okay, so to avoid an argument with the customer, fine. You get the loan officer to call me and go over the deal. Loan officer calls me. Now, just so you know, when I'm on the phone with a loan officer, not trying to toot my horn, but I know more about what the conversation's going to be than they do. And we're going to talk about lending only. So, I'm being real polite, We get to the end of the conversation, come to find out, this was not a fixed rate loan. This was an ARM. But the customer didn't know that. That's why the rate was better. Number one. Number two, the loan officer, then when I started talking about, okay, that's fine, we'll get through those semantics of it being an ARM and not a fixed rate with the customer later. You can figure that out. Now, tell me how the draw schedule works. I don't know, Bob. I've never done a construction perm for a modular. Let me go figure that out. I have $300,000 tied up with the factory right now, and you don't even know what the funding process is on a modular, and you've been taking my customers' time up? I don't think people understand. Let me step back 1 second. Here's another reason why our houses are less expensive than other builders. We pay for our houses with cash. We don't get lines of credit from Guido or the Sopranos so that we can interim finance the thing to build it for you, even if you're getting a construction loan. So, because of that, I don't have to take Guido's fees or Tony Soprano's fees and add them to the deal, so that all we're doing is making banks more money and more money and more money, because I'm paying for these houses with my cash. And I'm not charging you to do that. But I'm sure as shit not putting my cash at risk. So, I'm going to do a whole video on lenders and put it on our YouTube channel here soon, because I'm just beyond stressed about this stuff right now. Okay, now I mentioned realtors. I have a couple realtors. I know there's a couple of them that I do associate with. Only a couple. And they're top performing realtors. They don't have to go seek business. Business seeks them. And it's because they're professional and they know what they're talking about. And one of them called me, oh shoot, for the first time in like 2 months, called me probably 2 weeks ago or so. And just to shoot the shit, because I'm working on a project for one of his customers. And he just started talking about, we got into the nuts and bolts of his business. He's a very smart guy, CPA background. He and I click like this. Anyways, he got into the fact that on his normal times, he's got 6+ things under contract, which the way that works in real estate is that shit usually rolls every 30 days. So he's rolling 6+ transactions minimum every 30 days. That's just his piece. He's the part owner of a big real estate company. So anyways, so that's just his piece while he's running this organization. And he was talking about how crickets have been chirping for the last 30 days. And you know what his response to me was, which is exactly what I expected. He said, it's very nice. It's very pleasant. See, that's what that's how top performers think. When it starts slowing down, they feel the pressure off. Poor performers, when things slow down, they feel the pressure coming because they don't have the savings from the boom to last through the bust. And that's where the lies come from. That's where the cheating comes from. That's where the stealing comes from. And yeah, not good. Lastly, I want to just talk about just some interesting stuff about us, our business. I created this YouTube channel a few years back. Just so I had a place to actually put the video and then link it and send it to somebody. I didn't realize that the platform itself was going to turn into something. So for example, I posted that double eagle cape up in Asheville that we're building right now. And since then, I've had like 5 people literally contact me, contact my banks, and want me to order them. In like 30 days. It's crazy. Now, granted, I think the Double Eagle's a beautiful house. I get that. And I'm getting ready. Sometime I'm right around this video, I should be having the Pebble Beach, my first one, being uploaded also. When I post a house that I've never built before, that's the kind of stuff that happens. It's very interesting. And when I talk to these people, they'll call me and I'll be like, so how'd you find me? And they go, oh, YouTube. It's amazing. I love YouTube. I'm a YouTube addict. And little did I know that when I'd be putting stuff out there, it would work. I didn't put my stuff out there for it to sell houses for me. I put it out there literally so I could have a link. When I email people about a specific house, here's what it looks like. I didn't realize that it would be sending me customers all the time, which is great. That's a nice positive thing. Anyways, on my alternate account with Facebook, I will be sending some videos of Cookie and I, the 4th of July at the beach. I bring her to a dog-friendly beach, obviously. And of course, she has no leash, so there she is. She's got to be at a place where she can be comfortable because she's just as important in this organization as everybody else. So have a nice day and have a great 4th of July. And hopefully things get better. I mean, I don't know how they can get much worse. Talk to you later. Bye.